Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Wednesday, August 21st. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you are someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. And also if you trade Bitcoin, I will do a bonus analysis at the end. First off, a couple clarifications. Number one, this candlestick that you see right there will be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. Second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one, ticker symbol LUNR. Very, very big mover today, and now have a good solid pattern here forming as we head into Wednesday. So let's get these levels here mapped out. So as far as resistance is concerned, you can see that right here at, let's just call it 605, has certainly been a very stubborn level. Multiple times the price has been right up around this area, not always exactly, but generally speaking has been up around 605. And then as you can see, every single time the momentum has just disappeared. You get the idea. Now that does not mean that 605 can ever be broken. I'm just saying it's become very clear, according to the story here that's being told to us via the chart, that for whatever reason, the sellers have chosen right around that 605 mark to be up there. So that'll be the main battleground from a resistance standpoint. Now, if you like to play more so pullbacks, let me change that to green for support. An area where the buyers are hanging out right down there around $5.45. You can see this more clearly mid-afternoon when the price was hovering right around there. Did a great job before moving back upwards. And yes, last 30 minutes as I speak, a red candle is forming. Whoa. So that's why I like to use when the markets are open. That red candle just got bigger in a hurry there. But pullback underway right now. So question number one is, can this level hold if it does get approached? From the big picture of things, just watch this purple line right here, 50 period or moving average. As long as the price stays above there, it's basically like a trend line that's drawn itself for you. So from the overarching standpoint, as long as the price stays above the overall trend line, well, then the overall trend is still in the bull's favor. Next one, INM, and pretty crazy day and potentially terrible day if you were not disciplined as the price gapped open right there, ran as high as right there, and I think that some poor souls were buying right there. Again, hopefully those people were using stop losses. And then from there, just a big old pullback. But that's not what makes this a little interesting, because late day we have, let me just get this drawn into play here. A little pattern here that's suggesting that maybe, just maybe, the bottoming out is occurring. And that maybe, just maybe, let me get that, there we go. There is a breakout that's underway, and this is what we would call a falling wedge pattern, which is actually a bullish pattern. And let me be very clear, just because something's bullish does not mean for sure guaranteed it's going to go up, but I don't think it would catch anybody off guard. And as I speak right now, the last 30-minute candle you can see is doing battle with the top part of this falling wedge pattern, which leads to the question moving into tomorrow, can this price break? If it does break, no such thing as a guarantee, but certainly valid to think that a break right there could produce more buying pressure. And I'm not saying necessarily send the price back up to those highs, but still create a nice little breakout that from a trading standpoint could still yield some good gains there. So if you like penny stocks, if you like falling wedges, certainly keep an eye on it. Next one, TGL, and I like this for a very basic premise, but over my years, it can be a very powerful premise, but that is very strong start. So check out all this volume opening 30 minutes. Price ran all the way up here, and then things fell. And at this point, it becomes a very valid and wise question to say, uh-oh, is this just a pump and dump? Is this some sort of gap and trap? And as of now, it doesn't seem so, because the price has started to go sideways, and it just happened to go sideways right above that pink line there, that being the 200 period moving average. Now, let me be clear, and I wish I could say trading was this easy. Just because there is a strong start, a nasty pullback, and then the price going sideways does not mean for sure guaranteed that the bottom is in, for sure guaranteed this thing is getting ready to curl back upwards. My point is it plausible? Is it reasonable to think, you know what? Maybe, just maybe, the selling pressure is finally over. It's going sideways. Case in point, let's say the price was still just dropping, and I'm sitting here saying, hey, it's looking like the selling pressure is done. It's looking like this could be some sort of bottom. You'd be totally justified to say, what are you talking about? Based on what? The price is literally getting destroyed. But that's not the case here. It has at least started to go sideways. So again, is that a guaranteed bottom where it's getting ready to curl back upwards? No. But is it much more plausible at this set of circumstances? Absolutely. So if you like stocks down below the $5 range, you like these sorts of situations, definitely keep an eye on it. Next one here, HOLO, same exact idea of what I just talked about. So I'm going to go through this one much quicker because I want to respect your time as much as possible. But strong start, big pullback, and now all of a sudden the price has started to go sideways. So is this the bottom? Is this thing getting ready to curl back upwards? Only time will tell, but certainly a valid situation to keep in mind if you like to watch these. I'd say the biggest difference in the one we just looked at was this one is actually a penny stock. So if you like these situations within the world of penny stocks, then HOLO, certainly keep an eye on it. Next one, NVDA, and this one finally decided to act human a little bit with a pullback here. I am going to make one little adjustment and adjust this area of resistance right up to there at the 130 mark. I should note that assuming you're bullish, whenever levels of resistance need to be adjusted in the upwards direction, that is always a good thing. So yes, the price did pull back today, but as I scroll things back here, you can see that overall from the trend standpoint, this thing is still very, very much so in an uptrend. Now, I do realize that it's all about perspective, so if you're a day trader and you bought right there and your plan was to buy and sell within 4 minutes, well then yes, from that standpoint, the chart looks pretty bad. The chart's disappointing because it pulled back on you. But assuming that's not you, assuming you care about the big picture point of view, in all actuality, I'll just draw this kind of crudely here, but we have this area right there. We got the big move up right here. If I put a golf hole down here, we have ourselves a bull pennant pattern. But even if you don't really care about bull pennant patterns, just realize that within the, like I said, yes, it did pull back today, but overall the chart is still plenty in the bull's favor from the big trend standpoint. Good to see that this level of support held, so this will mean a little bit more to those of you that watched the video yesterday, but I talked about 126.25 as support, and you can see that it held very nicely there. And also continue to watch out purple line there, 50 period moving average, which is actually getting pretty close to the current value of that green line there. But all in all, assuming you care about the big picture of things, everything is still perfectly fine. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online webinar that I'm offering here in a couple of days. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box you can use to sign up. Or if you're watching at my website, there's an area right there on the page you can use to sign up. So like I said, if you've been enjoying, then definitely get signed up for the free class. Next one here, ticker symbol RR, and nice pattern here with a very well-defined breakout point that I think a lot of people will be watching, and that sits right there at $1.38. Just looking back, you can see $1.38 was a problem point, and then once again this afternoon a problem point. Does not mean that the price can't break through it, but it does, bring about potential self-fulfilling prophecies where you get enough people watching the same level and wondering the same thing, and people just start buying because they're breakout players and because, oh, this is breaking out, oh, I'm supposed to buy because it's breaking out. So again, no guarantees, but totally valid to think that if the price can come up to $1.38 and get the break, that break in of itself could certainly create quite a bit of buying pressure. And then in terms of levels of support, main level to watch if there is any sort of pullback right down there around the $1.13 mark. But all in all, big surge, got the pullback, now well-defined breakout point. So grab your popcorn and let's see if the bulls can push through $1.38. Next one here, TSLA Tesla, and like NVIDIA, yes, today was a very rough day depending on your point of view. When you stop and think about it, that if you're some sort of day trader and you bought right there, wanted to buy and sell within 7 minutes, well then yes, from that standpoint, chart looks terrible. But overall, the chart is still very much so in an uptrend. Nothing has changed here from a resistance side of things. Now, I would agree that this 226.40-ish area was weakened today because the price did get up above it. But, because the price did ultimately move back down below it, still got to consider that as a level of resistance. So 226.40 with that first key level, and then if it goes on one of those big Tesla moves, the next level would be up there at 233.40. But you don't want to get too far ahead of yourselves. Let's just first see if the price can break up through there. In terms of levels of support, the price is now nearing that purple line there, which is the 50 period moving average. So ideally speaking, the price staying above there would make the chart look the strongest. But even if the price doesn't hold above it, you still do have another big area of support down here, that pink line, the 200 period moving average. But again, yes, definitely the price being able to maintain above that purple line would look the best. But all things considered, even today, the price put in yet another higher high, and that's what you want to see. As time goes by, as long as the price is putting those higher highs and higher lows, that's how those overall uptrends are constructed. Next one here, AMD, very popular stock, and same general idea of what I've been talking about. So I'm kind of going in a broken record mode, but this is just what a lot of stocks look like, especially the popular ones, which are the ones that I want to talk about. But same general idea, all about perspective. Day traders have bought right there. Not a very good looking day, but assuming you care about the grand scheme of things, even with the pullback here, then if I factor in that right there, we have ourselves a nice little, in fact, you can extend it down there, a nice bull flag pattern. I fully realize that if you're a day trader and you bought right there, you don't care about a bull flag pattern because, you essentially bought the top. But if you care about overall, the trend is still perfectly fine. And as I just said, whenever things are put in higher highs and higher lows, which is what AMD did today, that's really all you can ask for from a bullish standpoint. Next one here, NIO, and this is different because, yeah, this thing wasn't an uptrend, but after today, things are certainly looking very, very shaky. So NVDA, AMD, Tesla, those ones are not looking shaky. This one is. Why? What's the difference? Well, look what it did with its moving averages. It came down to those moving averages and just destroyed down through them. Now, that still doesn't mean that it's guaranteed to continue to bleed. I'm just saying this is one of those situations where you can't just sit there and say, hey, it's a pullback, everything's perfectly healthy. No, that's apples and oranges compared to a lot of these other ones that we've been watching. So on that note, definitely a very important level to watch moving forward now from a support standpoint is down here at the $3.80 mark. And the reason why that is important, and I'm not saying this will occur, but if the price were to come down to 380 and then fall down below it, at that point, you would quite literally have the price having gone right back to where it started. Or said another way, that would imply that the price made a huge move up and then went right back to where it started. And assuming you're bullish, that's not exactly a sign of genuine strength, right? That would be, basically a dead cat bounce, pumping up, whatever you want to call it from a price action standpoint. Again, I'm not saying that's what's going to occur, but that is why moving forward, 380, very, very important level. If the price does try to continue upwards, main levels of resistance that you're going to want to see the price get above are both those moving averages right there. So keep an eye on that. But yeah, today, not a good day at all. And now the chart is looking very, very shaky. Next one, TQQQ. And like a lot of these other ones, same exact general idea. This will mean a little bit more to those of you that watch your previous videos. But if you did, hopefully remember me talking about that green line there at 70.20 as a key level of support. And right here, the power of charts, you can see support, support, support. So moving forward, if the price can stay above $70.20, that would definitely make the chart look the absolute strongest. But by no means is that a do or die level. So if the price were to fall below it, you still have a whole lot of other areas of support below you, including the 50-period moving average right there, that purple line, not that far below. So keep an eye on that. Overall, you have the main level right there at 73. But I will say a level that made itself apparent, so I want to throw it in there, and we'll differentiate a little bit by making it look like that. But in the very near term, certainly an area of sellers showed up right there at 71.50. That was essentially the top part of this little sideways channel here that formed throughout the course of the day. So 71.50 in the near term, I would certainly consider that key level of resistance. But then after that, yeah, next overarching level up there at 73. But big picture wise, the trend is still fully in the bull's favor. Now I'll get to Bitcoin here in just a second, but for you stock traders, again, if you like what you saw here and you want to learn more about the tool, definitely go get signed up for the free live class. It'll be in a couple days, Thursday, August 22nd at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So I hope to see you there, and definitely bring your questions because it is a genuine live event. There will be a question and answer session. So yes, I will answer your questions live. So bring them if you have them. All right, now let's talk some Bitcoin. One quick clarification here. I am now on the 4-hour time frame. So instead of each one of these candlesticks representing 30 minutes, each one represents 4 hours. And overall, the Bitcoin chop continues. It did have a nice little move right here, but ultimately it did roll right back over. That doesn't necessarily destroy anything. Again, all about perspective. If you're a day trader and you bought right there, then yeah, that move just roasted you. But bigger picture-wise, everything is fine. And given that Bitcoin is open 24/7, I'm just going to assume that you're watching this video 15-20 hours after I upload it. So question number one has not changed. If you've watched past videos, still all about 57,700. So question number one to ask yourself, if you're watching this 20 hours from now, where's the price at relative to that level? Any answer at all that the price is above there, things are perfectly fine. That doesn't mean maybe they're boring. Like I said, if it's down around here, then yeah, that's pretty boring. The price still isn't doing anything. But on that note, it still isn't doing anything in terms of breaking down or anything like that, which is why if you're saying, well, actually, Clay, I'm watching this and the price is down below 57,700. Well, next immediate question becomes, okay, well, where's the price at relative to 56,100? If you're answering this question here, that the price is down below there, that's telling you that the bears have shown up and things are starting to look pretty sketchy. So just keep an eye on those couple levels there. Now, if you're saying, well, Clay, the price is above 57,100, well, then at that point, it becomes common sense. Well, how far above is it? If it's right here, that's good. Don't get me wrong. If the price is way up here and it's blasted up through that pink line, that's telling you that the bulls have shown up in a very, very strong way. So common sense will take you far, but in my mind, 57,700 still remains that key level that you should kind of, just keep an eye on, and that'll help you keep the, current technical situation as updated as possible. And as I invited the stock traders, I'm inviting you as a Bitcoin and crypto trader to go get signed up for this free class, because what you're learning about can and certainly should be used within the world of crypto and Bitcoin. So like I said, it'll be in a couple days from now, Thursday, August 22nd at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, so go get signed up for the class. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy these, please do 2 things for me. Hit that like button, leave a comment down below, tell me what you traded today, give me your watch list for tomorrow, or if you have a request for me to do on one of your positions, comment down below and I'll do my best to get to that in a future top 10 video. So thanks for watching. Go get signed up for that free class.